Minnesota Vikings. Justin Tucker set to boom this one away. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. Kenny Nwagu now out of his end zone. And not a very good return at all as he can even get this back to the 15. First play and a first pass for Cousins. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't get a chance of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series you can work hard to get that first down. It's only going to take a start when they do that.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. To throw is Cousins. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
First carry now for Dalvin Cook. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. To throw, Cousins. Catch is made here by Irv Smith Jr. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 19. From the red zone now, Cousins. And Cook has it, left side. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be second down. Here's Cousins. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Marcus Williams. And the Ravens are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game. And that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
After the interception, here's Jackson. And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up as safety. Well, we thought these two defenses, they might come to play. One has already come to play here, a safety for the opening points of the game.
Brandon, let's file this play away because if it turns out to be a tight game, who knows? This could wind up being the difference.
A penalty accepted, and they move the ball forward. Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Cousins gives way to Cook. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
On second down, it's Cook again. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Running for it, here's Cook. And he gets it to the 34, good enough for the first. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. They go play action. Cousins. They're looking for Jefferson, but this is intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And the Ravens are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 2nd and 10. Jackson from the shotgun. That's complete. It's Devin Duvernay. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
It's not a huge breakaway run, but if your starting running back finishes the game with averages of 5 or 6 yards per touch, you'll take that every single time.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. There goes a deep ball, end zone. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews, 34 yards, and the Ravens have taken the lead. Tucker with the extra point, and the lead is up to 5.
The score, Ravens 7, Vikings 2. Justin Tucker, the kickoff for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Nwangu now from his end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with it. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. In search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. On 3rd down, Cousins. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Brandon Stevens. I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me, that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the...
And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Lewis Seen. And the Vikings are going to take over once again. And 25-yard line.
When you're in man coverage over the top, you become a much more confident defender. Trail the receiver and know the center of the time can make a play. And that's exactly what happened here. The free safety with the interception.
And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
Well, CD, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked them off.
Yeah, instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared. An excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Another run here with Dobbins. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. It's a 10-yard gain there to set him up 1st and goal. They'll run with Dobbins. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. A give up the middle to Dobbins. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. 3rd and goal, Jackson. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Tucker's kick is good, and the drive will wind up yielding 3. Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. Oh, and now some space to operate. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. Boy, they get him yet again, Charles. 5 interceptions in this game. You rarely see this, maybe a couple of times in a season, but this defense, they've been fantastic.
It's certainly an example of watching a defense that is in the zone, right? We use that term so often, but most of the time, it's for people who are on offense. In this case, it's the defense as a whole, all locked in with each other, all ready to go. They started this drive backed up against the wall by the turnover, but I love their fight. Planted their feet and forced the incompletion on 1st down.
To throw on 2nd and 10, Jackson. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. James Prochet from 21 yards away. And the Ravens will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead is up to 15 now.
Ravens 17, Vikings 2.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Nuwanger now from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it, down by 2 scores.
And now here is another interception. Picked by Darryl Worley.
Well, Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
Off the play fake to Dobbins. Here's Jackson.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. To try again after the sack, Jackson. And that is incomplete.
Barton, I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. And that is incomplete. Stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. I have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And this won't get there. Won't be online either. It's no good. Off to the right. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break.
Final adjustments being made in the locker rooms. We're just about ready for the second half from Minneapolis. And for the call, let's rejoin Brandon and Charles.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half.
Duvernay now going to bring it out. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to...
And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Ravens come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter.
The kick is good.
Tucker with the extra point, and the lead opens up now to 22 points.
Vikings 2.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Nwanger now from his end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And the stiff arm made it a pretty little run. Not a huge gain, but a nice chunk of yardage. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
From just shy of midfield, Cousins. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. 4th down, Cousins. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And the Ravens will take over here just shy of the 30. Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you call for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around a defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. To throw is Jackson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
No surprise there. He was looking for one of his favorite targets again as soon as he left the pocket. But the coverage was good downfield. They got right to the receiver and helped prevent that completion.
Now it's Jackson. And that is incomplete.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. 4th down now, but he was fortunate on that one not to have another turnover on his ledger.
Fourth down, here's Jackson. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And this is incomplete.
His impatience has to be bubbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did. Contain and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Ahmad fumbles it, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
Well, if these guys wanted to get back in this game, they needed an almost perfect second half, and down 3 scores. A lost fumble here certainly doesn't fit into that plan.
That reminds me of my plan in college to get an A on the papers I turned in, but that didn't work out too well either. Too many mistakes by both of us. I mean, that's just pure and simple. And that's why that's exactly where they are in this ball game. They're going to need a huge turnaround if they want to try and win this one.
Here's Edwards again on 2nd down.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
That's taken in by Duvernay.
And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll wind up losing a couple yards here on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
The Ravens send their punter out now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third.
Oh, the return is Osborne.
That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Kyle Fuller.
And the Ravens are going to get the football back as time will run out in this 3rd quarter of play.
It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Vikings 2.